Hi everybody, it's Nani. How you doing today? Welcome back to Makeup Monday. I'm going to try to buzz through this as quick as I can. In a couple hauls back, you saw a very small Walmart haul showing mostly e.l.f. products, so that's what we're going to be trying today. The only thing that's not e.l.f. is a Wet n Wild lipstick that I want to try. But before I start, I want to give you another quick review on two more of the Dossier fragrances. Once a month, I want to test out two. So I've been trying these for the past month. I'm going to buzz through this very quick. This one is the Ambery Cherry. And I picked both of them. They're both inspired by Tom Ford. And I wanted to see the difference between the two. The Lost Cherry by Tom Ford. That's what the Ambery Cherry is inspired by. Top notes are cherry, almond, and cinnamon. Middle notes are cloves, rose, jasmine, and plum. The base notes are Peru balsam, tonka bean, and vanilla. This is an amazing scent. I have it on this wrist. It is very, you definitely smell the cherries, the berry, but it is a very rich, wonderful scent. Just very, very romantic scent on this one. I absolutely love it. And the other one is Floriental Coconut. The top notes on this are cardamom, pistachio, and bergamot. Middle notes are Lang Lang, tuberose, and jasmine. The base notes are cedarwood, amber, benzoin, and coconut. This one is very florally, but yet when you the top notes, you definitely smell the floral at the very beginning, but then it dries down very almost musky, vanilla, very warm scent. If I had to pick one or the other between these two, the Ambery Cherry and the Floriental Coconut, I think I would choose the Floriental Coconut. It is it's just very warm. I like it a lot, but yet it has a little flirty kick to it. And the cherry, Ambery Cherry, it's just fun. I like them both a lot. They're very, very nice. And for the price of these, you can't beat it. The designer that these are inspired by, they are so expensive. And when you can get these at like between $29 and $49, why not? And I have been wearing these for about a month now, and the scent on both of these lasts for a very, very long time. I haven't had to respray later in the day on either one of these scents. I absolutely love it. So I will put all the information in the description box by the Dossier information. There will also be a discount code of mine in the description box. If you click on that, you can get a discount on top of if they're having a sale. Just an awesome company. I absolutely love them. And Dossier, thank you very much. I really do. I am so impressed by their scents. They're just amazing. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. My face is prepped. I cleaned it and put on my moisturizer, so I'm ready to go. And like I said, most of the products today are e.l.f. So we're going to go ahead and try it. This is the foundation that I'm using today. It is the Flawless Satin Foundation in the color Beige. 220 is the number, 220 Beige. And it says on it, it's for cool pink undertones. And it says oil-free medium coverage. And I did show this in the haul video. I'm thinking this is going to be more of a full coverage. It does have a pump top. I do have my little blender from Dollar Tree. It's just damp, not wet. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to try one little pump and see if that'll do my full face, because it covered very well when I showed it in the haul. So I always put everything on the back of my hand. Doing it on the blender, I'll probably have to add more. Definitely have to add more. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to squirt some on the blender. Well, And then I just come in and I put some dots all over my face and then just start bouncing. I'm going to try to do this very fast, guys, so that this video isn't too long, but you may want to grab a cup of coffee or tea and settle in. It's going on very nice. Oh, you know what, guys? I didn't put on the primer. Oh, so let's quickly take that off. Oh boy, I wanted to try this primer. Sorry about that. Mistakes happen in my videos. You know me, right? We have to try this primer because I have seen so many excellent reviews, and me and primers do not cooperate very well together. I have yet to find one that I super like. I do like the e.l.f. Poreless Primer Putty. I've been using that and love it. But this is the Power Grip Primer in clear. That's the box for it. I didn't actually show this when I did the haul video. And it does have a pump top, which I absolutely love. It's like a very sheer light green, but I'm sure that it's going to go on clear because it says it's clear. And with primer, I only put it where I need it. I don't do my full face. I put it anywhere that I have enlarged pores, where I have texture. I always use my fingers to do it. I'm going to put some underneath my eyes. I don't know if that's a smart thing or not. We shall see. But I put it where I have texture. It feels very grippy, but not sticky, if that makes sense. I really think that the foundation's going to stick to this nicely. We'll see what it does for my pores. I think I'm going to add a little bit more right through here. I can really see my pores today. Do you guys have days like that where your skin just looks way different than it does the day before? Today is one of those days. Me, I love shrimp, and whenever I eat shrimp, I get so puffy. I don't know if that means that I'm maybe a little bit allergic to shrimp, but that could be the problem. Very grippy. I don't know if you can see that, but it is very grippy, but yet not sticky. This is very interesting. No real scent to it at all. Nothing that's going to bother me. You guys know how I am with scents. I don't like anything strong. All right, so that was the e.l.f. Power Grip. So far, I'm liking it. So now let's go ahead and try this foundation again. I'm so sorry about that, guys. We're just going to go ahead and pat some dots all over my face. I hope I gave that primer long enough. This was only probably half a pump that I'm working with right now. I'll probably need another half a pump. So probably a full pump, I would say, is gonna do it for my face. Put a little bit more on. Yeah, that's about another half a pump. I have a lot of discoloration, age spots right down through here, sun damage. Not quite sure what they are. Let's see how it covers them. It's covering them very well. I'm just going to go ahead and use that as my eye primer today. I'm liking this, guys. I'm liking this a lot. I'm not seeing any polka dot pores. It almost looks like I could have gone one shade darker. I always have so much trouble finding the perfect shade foundation, and then I end up getting one shade too dark, one shade too light, and then I end up just mixing them. Guys, this is going on very nice. No polka dot pores. It's covering the marks where I have my glasses set. Very nice. I don't know if you can see, but it definitely covered those spots on my face pretty well. You can still see them a little bit, but very well. I'm liking it. It does not feel dry on my skin. It doesn't feel heavy. I like that a lot. And this was in the color Beige. It's like maybe one step too light. And then we're gonna try one of their concealers. This is I have the box here, the Hydrating Camo Concealer. And I got this in the shade Light Peach. I saved the box just to show you. I do also have their regular camo concealer. It didn't work well for me. It dried out. It was very, very heavy. So I figured I'd try the Hydrating and see how that works for me. It does have a nice big doe foot applicator, but I never put on my concealer that way. I put it on the back of my hand, and then I use a smaller brush to put on my concealer. I can just be a lot more accurate that way. I do the corner of my eyes, and then usually I let it set for a minute before I tap it in. And I go in just where I see darkness. I have a puffy bag under my eye on each side. So that appears lighter. I don't want to hit it again with more lightness. This is just what works for me. Everybody is different. And I always come out on the corners because I have a dark area right there. So I always bring in, and then I may have to come in later and touch it up again after I put on the eyeshadow. This does not seem to be drying out very quickly, which I like. I always hit the tear trough where I have that very deep dark line right there. But I try not to hit that bag on my face. But I'm just going to let that set just for a minute, and then I'm going to come back in with my finger and see if I need to hit it again. This side's probably good. It's covering very well. And yes, I have lines, and everything settles in my lines. It's just a fact of life, guys. I'm a mature woman. I have lines. I have bags. I have age spots. It's all things that I've had to come to terms with and just deal with. There's nothing out there that's going to make them disappear, and I won't be getting surgery, so it just is what it is. I'm going to kind of hit where my glasses set a little. Wow. That's not bad. I'm going to hit the tear trough just a little bit more. With me, it's just, this is what works. And if you guys have any other tips or tricks of what works for you, please share, because I'm sure there's a lot of us out there that would love to hear some different things. I'm liking this concealer, guys. I don't know if you can see that very well. I will have to touch up a little bit, I'm sure, but very nice. I have some left on my brush, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit around my nose where it's a little bit red. Anywhere where you have a little bit of redness or any type of discoloration, really. Let's hit that little age spot right there again. Covered pretty well. It is settling a little, but that's okay. Wow. I'm liking that a whole lot. I have my wet wipes here I always end up putting too much on the back of my hand, so I got wet wipes just to be prepared. All right, what are we going to do next? Let's do our brows. This is the brow pencil that I got, and it is e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, and this is in the color Natural Beige? Neutral Brown. Wow. Neutral Brown. It does have a spoolie on this end, which I'm going to take the lids off. It is very, very skinny, which I absolutely love. I love skinny eyebrow pencils. This is probably going to be one shade too dark, but we're going to try it. What I do is I draw a little line gently, kind of just tapping. That is pretty dark, but we're going to go with it. And then I just draw lines gently upward. I am not perfect hit my brows by any means. And I don't fill them in harsh. I do have my little Q-tips here to clean up where I make a mess, because I have told you guys my hands shake and there's nothing I can do about it, and I make a mess sometimes. Then I just come in with the spoolie and just gently brush it out so it doesn't look quite as harsh. Can you see the difference? Doing your brows just makes such a difference on your face, and I love it. I love having my brows done. It just makes me feel more put together. And then I do the same thing on the other side. Just, I don't go overboard. I'm very light-handed. This is going on very well. It is creamy. It's not dry. It's definitely doing the job. The other colors that they had, I think one was tawny, and it was lighter than this. And then one was, I believe, dark brown, and it just looked way too dark for me. And it definitely would have been. So I picked the kind of mid-range, and it's not bad. It's not bad. Then I just come back in and just brush it out and soften it up. My eyebrows are totally different shapes, so I try to even them out a little bit with the eyebrow pencil, but it is what it is. Not bad. It's a little bit dark, but not bad. The spoolie works great, and I really love the pencil. I will put in the description box everything that I'm using today. All of this was from Walmart, so there's not going to be any links to anything, but I got it all at Walmart right on the shelf. All right, there's my brows. Next, let's see, what are we going to do next? Let's do, I guess, the eyeshadow. Let's do the blush first. The blush is sitting here. We're going to try this. This is the e.l.f. What is it called? It's Primer Infused Blush in Always Rosy. They also had another one called Always Peachy, I believe, or Always Cheeky. Always Cheeky. And it was a more peach tone, but I stuck with this one. Let me find a little blush brush here. We'll use this one. It's an Ione brush from the Dollar Tree. I'm always afraid of brushes, and I know I'm going to get yelled at because I just blew on that. We're going to just go, ooh, very pigmented. Very, very pigmented, guys. Definitely go light-handed on this. I'm liking the color, though. I'm going to go ahead and kind of blend it in some. This is matte. I'm not seeing any shimmer. Wowzers! That is definitely some pigment with that blush. And yes, I use my hands if I think I got too much. And I definitely got too much. Go light-handed on this. But we're going to just go with it. And then I can always soften it up with some powder. I don't use a lot of bronzer. Every once in a while I will, but... And this was the Always Rosy, the Primer Infused Blush. I don't want to get that near my other brush here that I'm going to use for actual powder. Not bad. I'm really liking that foundation. I'm liking the concealer. Wow. All right, next we're going to try some eyeshadows. I have two different little quads here. These were $3 a piece, guys. I have the Rose Water. They are called Bite Size Eyeshadow, and this one is I Love You a Latte. Let's see. We're gonna start off with the rosy color. I'll probably end up using both. What I do first is I pick one of the lighter shades. So I'm going to use the I Love You a Latte, the lightest shade, and I am going to put that. I need a little. We'll use this Ione brush. I put this right under my brow. And I just use that kind of to define, why do I have my glasses on? Kind of define under the brow area. It helps kind of clean it up a little bit. Put a little bit of down the sides where I have some discoloration. I have discoloration everywhere, guys. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to try this neutral kind of pinky sand color. I don't even know what color you'd call that. We're going to use that in the crease and see how that goes. I'm liking it. That's a very pretty color. And I just blend that in. I try to imagine from the corner of my eye to the corner of my eyebrow a line, and I do not come below that line. When you keep everything above, it seems to make your eyes wider, more lifted, I guess is the words I'm looking for. I really like this color. I hope you guys are seeing that well. Very light neutral color. I'm liking that a lot. And if I do get a little bit down lower, I will come back with my little, my concealer and clean up. Wow, that blush, man. Woo! Woohoo! All right, we're going to use one of the shimmer shades on my actual lid. You know, and I think I'm going to try this color right here. And I'm going to use my finger on that. It seems when I use my finger, it sticks better. Wowzers. Can you see that? Wow. Lot of pigment in this eyeshadow. I'm really liking this, guys. For $3? Wow. Why spend a fortune on makeup when you don't have to? And I love to play with makeup. I love it. Can you see that? Nice. Very nice. All right. Are we going to get brave and try one of the darker shades? Let's go ahead and just stick with this rose water. Let's try this real dark one. And I know that this is super pigmented. I barely touched the palette. We're going to come right in the corner. Can you see how pigmented that is? I'm not seeing much fallout on this. And I'm just going to come over to the other side and see if I have enough still on my brush without re-dipping. Can you see the pigment? I need a little tiny bit more. I barely touched the palette with this. Super pigmented. Very nice. I'm impressed. I am really impressed. You know, for $3 for these palettes. And I know there were a couple other color combinations as well, but I didn't pick them up. I just stuck with the two that seemed to work for me, you know, that I know I would like. And then I just come in, guys, and I just buff and buff and buff and buff. Wow. Very nice. Kind of getting a cat eye thing going on there. Let's bring some more onto the inside here. That really shimmer shade that I have on my lid is, I love that. That is so pretty. So pretty. And then what I do under my eyes, I don't use a liner or anything. I just go ahead and I take one of the shades, I put it on a flat brush, and I just come in lightly with that. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to try this neutral matte shade, but I have a feeling that it's not going to be dark enough. I think I'm going to have to use, yeah, it's definitely not going to be dark enough. Oh, I'm afraid to put this really dark one on. We're barely touching. We're going to go ahead and try it. But I use that as a liner underneath one of the darker shades of eyeshadow. And I do the same thing as an eyeliner on the top. And then I just blend. I kind of wipe off the brush and blend. Wowzers. All right, now I'm going to take a little fine, very flat, pointed, very thin. I dampen it. I'm going to use a wet wipe thing here because I didn't bring I usually have a wet paper towel, but I pick up one of the darker shades on a damp, and that's what I use to come across as my liner the majority of the time, because liquid liners are so hard for me to apply because of my shaky hands. When I do it this way, just using eyeshadow, it just works so much easier for me. Gives me more of a smoky look. I'm not as messy with it. Can you see the difference a little bit on the top makes? And it's just what works for me. I do use liquid liners every once in a while, but eyeshadow just works better. It's so much easier for me to do. Having shaky hands, it makes everything much more difficult. But I just come in very tight line, as close to my natural lashes, my lashes as I can. Sometimes I go a little bit thicker on the outer edge, and it just seems to lift my eye even a little bit more. I don't ever really do cat eyes that much. I can see the concealer kind of separating some. So we're going to powder it down and see how that looks. But it's actually doing a very nice job. I'm not complaining about it at all, guys. All right, that's my eyeshadow look. I am going to come in with my little concealer brush and kind of touch up a little bit here, clean up this outer edge because, yes, I made a mess. I came way down below my little imaginary line. And I just tap it in just to clean it up some. Sometimes I get it underneath my eyes as well, but all right. We have to tone down this blush. Wow, that's crazy. I already curled my eyelashes. I hope they're still curled, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to try their, what is it, Lash It Loud? The Lash It Loud Volumizing Mascara in the color Black. I've never used this before. I'm going to kind of mix it around a little bit. Very big brush. Very black. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to put this on and see how this is. Oh, wow. First impression is, oh, wow. Very nice. Very smooth. Not goopy, not clumpy. And on the bottom, I go gentle. I do not put a lot of mascara on my lower lashes. I do put some, but I don't go overboard. I like a more softer look on the bottom, I guess. There's no real reason for why I do what I do. This is how I prefer. Very nice. It's separating well. It's definitely separating well. I'm going to come back over and I will put a second coat on here in a minute. I'll do the other eye, which is always harder for me. It separates very nicely. My eyelashes are not cooperating today. I must have slept flat on my face last night. They're all wonky. It is not clumpy at all. I do see some lengthening. Definitely a little bit of volumizing. Let me put some more on. I'm liking this. I'm very impressed so far with what I'm seeing. Yep, I touched underneath my eyes, guys. That's why I have my Q-tips handy. I'm liking that a lot. So we're going to come back over and we're going to try a second coat. See what I think. Very nice. And I always sort of, when I'm doing my mascara, I'm pushing in and back, kind of toward my eyelid, just to make them look like they're curled more. Guys, I'm liking that. And yes, every time I put on makeup, every single time, this eye waters. I don't know why, it just does. Wow, I'm liking that a lot. That mascara works. I'm not going to come in with a third coat. I think 2 is fine for me for the day. And that was the Lash It Loud mascara in the color black. And I honestly have no idea if they have other colors or not. What's next, guys? Let me see. I guess it's just lipstick. Oh, powder. Let's go ahead and set under my eyes. The powder is the Prime and Stay Finishing Powder in the shade Fair Light. I saved the packaging to show you. Fair Light. Let me go ahead and tap my eye one more time. So let's go ahead. I was looking for the shade Sheer, and they didn't have it, so I stuck with the Fair Light. And we're just going to go ahead and put this in anywhere that I have enlarged pores or lines, whatever it may be. I do not go overboard with powder, but I am going to try to cover up some of this blush because wowzers. Okay, I'm liking that. We're going to go ahead and try to cover this up a bit. We're going to tone that down. That worked pretty well, toning it. Calming it down a little bit, making it not so bright. You can't make mistakes with makeup, guys. Just play. I like this powder. It's definitely making my pores disappear more. It's looking good under my eyes. But I do not go overboard with powder. It looks like I am, but I'm not. Because I'm not putting any more on my brush. I'm just using what is already on my brush. But yeah, I'm liking that too. Very nice. So I guess now all that is left is lipstick. And we are actually, this is the only thing that is not e.l.f. This is Wet n Wild. I couldn't find a color that I liked in the e.l.f. brand of anything, so I need to spend more time. And this is called Dark Pink Frost. Dark Pink Frost, and the number is 5300. Wet n Wild, and I believe this was 98 cents. It's a very frosty, shimmery, not a shade I wear too often. Oh, wow. It is a definite, like, almost gold shimmer to it. It goes on nice. Goes on very nice. Doesn't feel sticky, but it is definitely frosty. So that is that color. I'm gonna wipe this off before I get it on my shirt. I don't even think I need lip gloss on with that, and I'm not even using lip liner or anything. All right, guys, I think that is it. This blush, man, woo! Yeah, if you guys buy that, go gentle. But I think that is it. 34 minutes, not too bad. What do you think? Full face e.l.f. I like it. Doing a quick look here. That foundation, wow. Wow, wow, wow. No polka dot pores. It does not feel dry. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel sticky. Wow. Actually, even the color isn't too bad for me. And it, again, was the shade 220 Beige. Wow, guys. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that powder. Wow. So I will write in the description box everything that I used. So you guys can, if you're interested in trying any of this, $3 for these little eyeshadow palettes. Wow. Like I said, the most expensive thing was the primer, and I know it was $10 on the dot. The eyeshadows were $3. I think the blush was $6. Just wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm liking it. What do you guys think? Very nice. So yeah, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this type of thing, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of my YouTube family. All the information will be linked below for the makeups, for Dossier, the fragrances. Thank you again, Dossier. If you guys like this type of thing, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Did I just say that? If not, I said it. Or if I did, I said it again. Have a great day, everybody. And I'm going to talk to you again here really soon. Peace.